Hello, my dear students. Hope all of you are study properly at your home. So now we'll talk about what are rocks, types of rocks and how they are formed, and what are minerals. So now rocks are present on the earth crust, and in simple terms we can define rocks. They are natural masses of matter that makes up the outer crust or the upper crust of the earth. They can be differentiated on three categories: the size of the rock, the color of the rock, and the texture of the rock. So, rocks are generally classified by their composition, by their appearance or texture, and by the processes of their formation. Again, based on these categories, we can define three primary types of rocks: the igneous rocks, the sedimentary rocks, and the metamorphic rocks. Now, we'll understand one by one in detail. Now the first rock is the igneous rocks. These igneous rocks is a result of volcanic activities. Now look at the picture. Lava coming out from the volcano. This actually very red molten magma coming out from the interior of the earth on its surface. And when this red molten hot thing cools down on Earth's surface, it rapidly cools down and becomes solid. So the rock formed in such a way is called igneous rock. So igneous rocks are formed by out of magma and lava from the interior of the earth. Magma also known as molten rock. And when magma comes out on the surface, it cools down and comes solid. That's how igneous rocks are formed. The word igneous has been derived from the Latin word ignis, which means fire. Igneous rocks are also known as primary rocks. Again, the most important factor here to understand these igneous rocks could be two types: intrusive igneous rocks and extrusive igneous rocks. So, intrusive means they cool inside the earth's surface. Some of the magma come out and settles inside the earth's surface, so they are not visible on the earth crust. The magma moves and cools very slowly beneath the earth's surface. As it completes, surrounded by the soil and rock present there. The cooling and solidification of magma at a depth with near crust result in formation of rocks having large crystals known as intrusive igneous rocks. Intrusive igneous rocks are also known as plutonic rocks. Example of igneous rocks is granite, diorite. However, there are certain rocks which come on the surface, and these deposits on the surface, but they come out to be very fast and they are known as fine grained. So they are kind of fine grained rocks. So when this magma reaches the earth's surface, it is known as lava. The cooling and solidification of lava at earth's surface result in the formation of extrusive igneous rocks, which are also known as volcanic rocks. So due to rapid cooling, their crystals are fine grained. For example, basalt. So we can see basalt in Deccan Plateau. So we have understood what is igneous rocks, how they are formed. They are formed by solidification and cooling of magma either below or above the surface of the earth. And the common example is granite and basalt. And the basic classification of igneous rock, that is two types: extrusive rocks or intrusive rocks. Extrusive rocks are those where the magma comes out above the surface of the earth, and where the magma is solidified and cooled below the surface of the earth, it would be known as intrusive rocks. Now we move on to the second type, that is sedimentary rocks. The word sedimentary is derived from the Latin word sedimentum, which means settling. First of all, sedimentary rocks can be easily broken down into teeny sediments of mud and soil debris. They also have the tendency to settle down in the earth's surface easily. Rocks of the earth's surface are exposed to denudational agents and are broken up into various sizes of fragments. These denudational agents are also referred as exogenous forces like wind, water, ice, etc. So these forces over the time erodes the rocks and breaks down into small soil debris. Such fragments are transported by different exogenous agencies and deposited. These deposits through compaction turn into rock. So sedimentary rocks are also formed from organic matter derived from plants or animals remain and thus are called as fossil rocks. So sedimentary rocks are types of rocks that are formed by the deposition of sediments brought by rivers, wind and glaciers. Now, for better understand of sedimentary rocks, look at this picture carefully. Here muddy water placed in a glass. After some time, this mud settles down at the bottom to form sediments. So you can see how the mud settle down to form sediments. In the same way, rocks can be also formed. When a river's flow it carries along with itself pieces of broken rocks, sand, pebbles and other materials. So what happens when this reaches the lake on the sea? The load of transported rocks, gravels and other materials settles at the bottom. Now this settling at the bottom is also called sediments. Now what happens? The layers of sediments come along and settle at the bottom. Now how will this form rocks? Let's see. At first the eroded sediments settle at the bottom. While the layer of sediment settles at the bottom, then the second layer and third layer and so on. So these layers create pressure on the lower layers of sediments. As a result, these get squeezed together. So this layer create pressure on the lower layers and then what happens? All the layers get squeezed together. This is called compaction of layers. Now as the layers get squeezed together, any water that is mixed with the sediments is forced out. Now salt crystals glue this layer together. That is, squeeze this layer, get glued together to form rocks. This process is also called cementation. So you know how these rocks are formed? These are called sedimentary rocks. For example, sandstone is a common sedimentary rocks that is seen, and this sandstone is made by the deposition of sand, commonly seen in the desert areas. Now we know this is the picture of Red Fort in India in Delhi. Do you know it is made up of one type of sedimentary rocks? Yes, it is made up of red sandstone. Well, this is shell. This is also one type of sedimentary rocks. It is made by the deposition of mud and clay. Shell is used in making of tiles. Well, have you heard of limestone? Yes, limestone is also one kind of sedimentary rocks. It is made up by deposition of lime. Now, this limestone is used in making various kinds of bathroom accessories. So now the next is metamorphic rocks. What is meaning of metamorphism? It means change in form. Now, do you know what is this? Well, this is the famous Taj Mahal. You also know this Taj Mahal is made up of marble, and marble is one type of a rock, and this marble is also used in flooring nowadays, houses and hotels. Have you ever thought how this marble is formed? Let's see. Well, marble is formed by pre-existing sedimentary rocks what happens is limestone, which is a sedimentary rock, when subjected to heat and pressure, changes into marble. So what happens? A sedimentary rock changes its form. So you saw how a sedimentary rock changes its form. In the same way, can an igneous rock change its form? Let's see. Well, yes. Granite, which is an igneous rock, when subjected to heat and pressure, changes its form and forms gneiss, which is again used for flooring in houses and hotels. So you saw that a sedimentary rock changes its form as well as an igneous rock also changes its form. Now, how do these rock changes their form? There may be some way. Now, what happens is that earth movements cause some rocks to be deeply buried or squeezed. Then, as a result, great heat from magma and pressure from surface rocks put their rocks under great pressure, and then these rocks undergo change. What happens? They do not melt, but the mineral inside them or the minerals that they contain change chemically, and what do they form? They form another types of rock which is called metamorphic rock. So what is a metamorphic rock? When igneous or sedimentary rocks are subjected to conditions such as heat and pressure, they transform into metamorphic rocks. So what did we study? When igneous or sedimentary rocks lead under high temperature and pressure, they change their form. They form complete different rocks, that is the metamorphic rock. Now let's discuss about some more examples of this transformation. So, shell, which is a sedimentary rock, changes its form when they subjected to heat and pressure. It changes its forms to slate. Clay also change into slate, which is now called a metamorphic rock. In the same manner, sandstone, which is a sedimentary rock, changes it from sedimentary to metamorphic. That is, it forms quartzite. How does it form quartzite? It is subjected to great heat and pressure, and so it changes its form from sedimentary to metamorphic. Now, this slate and quartzite, that is the metamorphic rock, are used in flooring such as road bases and houses and hotels. Now all these three rocks we have discussed, but there is a kind of cycle that operates. Now let's understand the rock cycle. So first thing is that what is rock cycle? Rock cycle is a transformation from one rock structure to another rock structure. So we have three rocks, that is igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic rocks. So igneous rocks are the rocks that are derived from the molten magma. So after this solidification and cooling, so we have the process of solidification and cooling of magma that produces igneous rocks. Now, when this igneous rocks is formed over time, there is breaking up or from the agents of weathering and erosion. So, this breakup of the rocks that occur and formation of sediments. So, sedimentary rocks are formed by the deposition of sediments. Usually, this deposition of sediments occurs and form of fine layers, and that is the basic characteristics of sedimentary rocks. Now, be it either sedimentary rocks or igneous rocks, so I can say either sedimentary rocks or igneous rocks, if given very high temperature and pressure, would lead to formation of metamorphic rock. So we called these as metamorphic rocks, and this metamorphic rock is formed due to very high temperature and pressure on either igneous rock or sedimentary rock. A classic example would be case of marble formed from limestone. Now limestone is an example of sedimentary rock. This sedimentary rock, when under high temperature and pressure, forms marble, which is an example of metamorphic rock. And now once the metamorphic rock is formed, there is process of weathering and erosion that takes place, and this again leads to formation of sediments. These sediments, when compacted and cemented together, form sedimentary rock. So there is a content cycle that undergoes, and there is a constant formation of igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. But this is not in a kind of few months or few season, but it is a process that takes years and years, and finally these metamorphic rocks again melts out and forms the magma, and this molten magma, when solidifies or cools down, forms the igneous rock. So as you can see, there is a constant interrelationship between the three rocks, and this whole process is known as the rock cycle. Now we will talk about minerals. What are minerals? In simple term, I can say rocks contains minerals, and these are a naturally occurring substances that are present in the rocks. There are two major properties that you must know for minerals. We have certain physical properties, that's the first important things. Then we have a kind of definite chemical composition that can be seen. Now there are various minerals which can be used for various purposes. For example, if I said minerals which are used as fuels, a common example is coal, petroleum and natural gas. And when I say minerals are used in industries, it is like iron, aluminium. And when I say minerals which are used for medicines, fertilizers can be phosphorus and magnesium. And then we have calcium, which is mainly used in medicines. So these are the some common minerals that we are use.